There is a specific kind of pain that comes from being lied to. It is not just the betrayal itself, it is the realization that you were fooled. It is the moment you replay the conversation in your mind and see all the signs you missed. The signs that were right there in front of you, but you wanted so badly to believe them that you ignored your own intuition. Maybe it was a partner who swore they were faithful, but you felt something was off. Maybe it was a friend who promised to keep your secret, but the next week, everyone knew. Maybe it was a colleague who took credit for your work, looked you in the eye, and lied without flinching. And in that moment, you made a quiet vow, I will never let this happen to me again. But here is the problem, most people do not know how to spot a liar. They think liars are easy to detect, shifty eyes, nervous hands, stammering voice. But the truth is, skilled liars do not look nervous. They look you dead in the eye. They smile. They sound confident. They have practiced. So, how do you protect yourself? How do you separate truth from deception when the person lying to you has mastered the performance? Today, I am going to give you 3 instant, research-backed methods to detect when someone is lying to you. These are not theories. These are observable behavioral cues that psychologists, FBI interrogators, and body language experts use to catch deception in real time. By the end of this message, you will have a mental checklist. You will never walk into a conversation the same way again. You will start to notice things that most people miss. And you will protect your heart, your time, and your trust from people who do not deserve it. The truth about lying. Before we dive into the 3 methods, let me tell you something important. Everyone lies. Small lies, white lies, lies of omission. Lying is a universal human behavior. But there is a difference between someone who lies to spare your feelings, no, you don't look tired, and someone who lies to manipulate, control, or deceive you for their own gain. The methods I am about to teach you are designed to catch the latter, the people who are lying to harm you, to hide something significant, or to gaslight you into doubting your own reality. These are the lies that matter. And these are the lies you will now be able to see. Method number 1, watch for the baseline shift. The first method is the most reliable, and it is what professionals use. Establish their baseline, then watch for the shift. Every person has a baseline behavior. This is how they normally act when they are relaxed and telling the truth. Some people are naturally fidgety. Some people talk with their hands. Some people make intense eye contact, and others do not. The key to spotting a liar is not to look for nervous behavior. It is to look for a change from their normal behavior. Here is how you do it. When you first start a conversation, ask them easy, non-threatening questions. How was your day? What did you have for lunch? Pay attention to how they respond. Are they animated? Calm? Do they use their hands? Do they look at you or away? This is their baseline. Then, when you ask the question that matters, the one you suspect they might lie about, watch for the shift. Do they suddenly get very still when they are normally expressive? Do they start talking faster or slower? Do they break eye contact when they usually hold it? The shift is the tell. For example, if someone is naturally chatty and suddenly gives you a one-word answer to a specific question, that is a red flag. If someone is normally calm and suddenly starts over-explaining, that is a red flag. Liars often freeze or overcompensate. They either shut down to avoid giving anything away, or they talk too much, offering details you did not ask for because they are trying to convince you. Method number 2, listen for language distancing. The second method is all about how they use language. Liars unconsciously distance themselves from the lie using specific linguistic patterns. Here are the key phrases to listen for. Lack of first-person pronouns. When people tell the truth, they own it. They say, I went to the store, I didn't take your money, I was home all night. But when people lie, they often remove themselves from the statement. They say things like, that money wasn't taken by me, or, the store was visited, or, home is where I was. They avoid saying, "I," because subconsciously, they do not want to attach themselves to the lie. Vague time references. Liars struggle with specifics because they are constructing a story, not recalling a memory. So, they use vague language. Around that time, sometime in the afternoon, I think it was last week. But truth-tellers are specific. It was 3:15 p.m., last Tuesday, right after lunch. If someone becomes suddenly vague when you ask for details, pay attention. Repeat your question back to you. When someone is lying, they need time to think. So, they often repeat your question to buy themselves a few seconds. You ask, "Did you tell anyone about this?" They respond, "Did I tell anyone?" "No, of course not." That echo is a stall tactic. It is their brain scrambling to construct the lie. Method number 3, watch for micro-expressions and body language leaks. The third method is about reading the body, because the body cannot lie as easily as the mouth can. Even the most skilled liars have micro-expressions, fleeting facial expressions that last only a fraction of a second. These are involuntary. They are the truth leaking through the mask. Here are the key body language signals to watch for. The fake smile. A genuine smile involves the whole face. The eyes crinkle. The cheeks rise. It is called a Duchenne smile, named after the scientist who discovered it. But a fake smile only involves the mouth. The eyes stay flat. If someone is smiling at you, but their eyes look cold or dead, they are performing. They are trying to appear trustworthy, but the warmth is not real. Hand-to-face gestures. When people lie, they often unconsciously touch their face, covering their mouth, rubbing their nose, scratching their ear. This is a self-soothing gesture. It is their body trying to comfort the anxiety of lying. If someone suddenly starts touching their face more when answering a specific question, pay attention. Inconsistent gestures. When people tell the truth, their words and their body language match. If they say, "I am so excited about this," their face lights up. Their hands open. Their energy rises. But when people lie, there is often a delay or a mismatch. They might say, "I didn't do it," but their head nods yes. They might say, "I'm telling the truth," but their arms cross defensively. The body knows the truth, even when the mouth is lying. Feet pointing away. This is one of the most reliable cues. When someone is uncomfortable or wants to leave a conversation, their feet will point toward the nearest exit, even if their torso is still facing you. If you are asking someone a tough question and their feet suddenly turn away from you, their body is trying to escape. That is a strong indicator of discomfort, which often accompanies deception. Why people lie, and why you need to protect yourself. Now, let's take a moment to talk about why people lie, because understanding the motive helps you stay compassionate while also staying protected. People lie for 3 main reasons. To avoid punishment. I didn't eat the last cookie. To gain something. I have experience in that area, when they do not. To protect their image. I'm fine, when they are falling apart. Most lies fall into one of these categories. And while some lies are harmless, others are deeply damaging, especially when they involve betrayal, gaslighting, or manipulation. Your job is not to become paranoid. Your job is not to assume everyone is lying. Your job is to become discerning. You can still be kind. You can still be open-hearted. But you can also be wise. You can trust and verify. You can love people and protect your peace. The empowerment, trust yourself. Here is the most important part of this entire message: you already know when someone is lying to you. Deep down, in your gut, in that quiet voice that whispers when something feels off, you know. The problem is not that you cannot detect lies. The problem is that you have been taught to ignore your intuition. You have been taught to be nice. You have been taught not to accuse, not to question, not to make waves. So, when your gut screams, "This does not feel right," you silence it. You tell yourself, I'm just being paranoid, or I'm overthinking, or I should give them the benefit of the doubt. And that is how you get hurt. These three methods I just gave you are not meant to replace your intuition. They are meant to confirm it. They give you the logical proof to back up what your soul already sensed. So, the next time you feel that tug in your stomach, that quiet alarm bell, do not ignore it. Pay attention. Use these methods. Trust yourself. You are not crazy. You are not paranoid. You are perceptive. And your perception is your protection. How to use these methods without becoming paranoid. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking, if I start looking for lies everywhere, will I become paranoid? Will I lose trust in everyone? This is a valid concern. And the answer is, only if you misuse these tools. These methods are not meant to turn you into a cynic. They are meant to turn you into a guardian of your own peace. Here is how to use them wisely. 1. Do not assume, observe. Do not walk into every conversation assuming people are lying. Walk in neutral. Observe. Gather data. If the red flags appear, then you investigate further. The goal is not to accuse everyone. The goal is to notice when something does not add up, so you can ask better questions or protect yourself accordingly. 2. Use these tools in high-stakes situations. You do not need to analyze every conversation. Save your energy for the moments that matter, when someone is asking you to trust them with something important, your money, your secrets, your heart. If a contractor is giving you a quote, if a potential partner is explaining where they were last night, if a friend is asking to borrow money, those are the moments to be alert. 3. Combine logic with intuition. If the behavioral cues line up and your gut is screaming, listen. But if your gut is quiet and you are just seeing one isolated signal, do not jump to conclusions. Context matters. 4. Give people a chance to clarify. If you notice red flags, instead of accusing, ask open-ended questions. Can you walk me through that again? Help me understand the timeline. Give them the opportunity to either come clean or dig themselves deeper. Sometimes, people are not lying, they are just nervous or disorganized. The follow-up questions will reveal the truth. The bigger picture, reclaiming your power. Here is the ultimate truth I want you to walk away with today: you have been lied to before, and it hurt. But that pain has made you wiser. Every time you were deceived, you were also being trained. You were learning. You were building a database in your subconscious of what dishonesty looks, sounds, and feels like. You are not broken because you were lied to. You are forged. You are sharper now. You are harder to fool. And now, with these three methods in your toolkit, you are almost impossible to deceive. You can walk into any room, any relationship, any negotiation, and you can see clearly. You do not have to be afraid of being manipulated because you know how to read the signs. This is not about living in fear. This is about living in awareness. And awareness is freedom. The action plan. Here is what I want you to do in the next 24 hours. Step 1. Practice establishing baselines. The next time you have a casual conversation, pay attention to how the person normally behaves. Notice their rhythm, their eye contact, their gestures. This is your training ground. Step 2. Listen for language distancing. When someone tells you a story, notice if they use I or if they speak in vague, passive terms. Step 3. Trust your gut. If something feels off, do not talk yourself out of it. Sit with the feeling. Investigate calmly. You do not need to become a human lie detector overnight. You just need to start paying attention. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. The final ritual. If this message resonated with you, if you felt a sense of empowerment knowing that you now have tools to protect yourself, then I want you to make a declaration. Go to the comments below and write these words. I trust my intuition. Let those words be your vow. Let them be the moment you stop doubting yourself and start honoring the quiet voice inside that has been trying to protect you all along. You have been lied to before. But you will not be easily lied to again. Because now, you see. Now, you know. And knowledge is the ultimate shield. Thank you for your time, your trust, and your courage to seek the truth. The liars of the world rely on your silence, your politeness, and your doubt. But you are done being silent. You are done being polite at the expense of your peace. And you are done doubting what your soul already knows. Stay sharp. Stay wise. And never apologize for protecting your truth. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your heart guarded.